come. You can be in the bush. God will bring you out to push. Listen. What are you pushing? You are in the bush to build yourself. Your bush experience is not a bad experience. The wilderness experience is for a purpose. The Bible said the great man called Moses expired in the wilderness. The great man called Elijah expired in the wilderness. When Jesus came, he went to the wilderness and started from there. Hold it. Protocol breakers don't start where others start. 1, 2. Protocol breakers, their foundation are always complicating. Their beginnings are always complicating. You can never understand them. When you look at them and say, this one can never. And God said, no, this is my beloved in whom I'm well pleased. Though you don't like his face, but what I want to do, I will do. Am I saying something here? Whatever I choose to do, I do. Esther was not Esther was a strange woman carried captive into the land of Babylon. I'm coming back to David. Into the land of Babylon. Esther was not a Babylonian. Listen to me. She was not a Babylonian. In other words, she was not so qualified to be among those to be chosen as queen because she's not from there. Don't forget in Jeremiah chapter 19 in verse 10. Chapter 19 in verse 10 he said, I will take you to the land of captive. He said, after 70 years, I will bring you back. So it was already said that I will bring you back in 70 years. So they were there for captivity. That was the same era that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, follow me, was thrown into the fire. And they came out. God proved himself. They were under captivity, but God proved himself. That was the same time Daniel was thrown into the lions den. God proved himself. Before I proceed, let me say something here. There are certain times you go through some certain things. It looks like God is not there. No, he's waiting for the right time. If God show forth on time, you will not know your enemy. If God show forth on time, you will not know your friends. Sir, if God show forth on time. Now look at it. I keep telling you here that anytime God comes is the best time. Anytime God, oh God, anytime God chooses to attend to my matter is the best time. Now Esther was not a Babylonian, but because God wanted to break protocol, Esther was on her own with a cousin. Listen to me, there's this mistake we have been making for long. The man who we call Esther's uncle, what's his name? What is his name? Mordecai was not an uncle to Esther. Get this today. Mordecai was a cousin. Edda, you are sure? I see you are looking at me. Mordecai was a cousin. Mordecai's father and Esther's father were brothers. Now Mordecai was an old cousin to Esther. Read the Bible. The Bible says in Esther chapter 1 and chapter 2, you see the Bible says his cousin who is older than him. A cousin rather. Now she was living with the cousin where the cousin said there is a competition, daughter, I want to join them. In the eyes of man, you will not be qualified. But I know there is something about you. That side you are looking down on, there is something in that side. Build that side. That man you are condemning, there is something special about that man. Help him to develop it. That woman you are condemning, there is something unique about that woman. So, Esther went in for the competition. After all and all, the strange woman came out as first class. Not just first class, with first class upper. She came out as number one queen in a strange land. You may not be an indigenous of Asaba, but let me make a declaration today. In this land of Asaba, you will be so blessed and blessed. In this land of Asaba, you will be so blessed and overblessed. In this land of Asaba, whatever you put your hand will be blessed. Sir, in a strange land, fatherless, motherless, but in a strange land, David the mother, the grandmother, Ruth, said, there's something about this Boaz. I will follow him. Don't forget, she went to look for what they will eat. So you could imagine the kind of poverty in the background. Met Boaz. Married Boaz. And she conceived and bare a son called Obed. And the woman came and said to Naomi, blessed be thy daughter-in-law, who gave thee a son who is better to thee than a seven son. Than the 7 sons. Never write yourself off. No matter who off the light, keep writing. Because that which you are writing in darkness, when the Lord shine the light, it will be a miracle. No, even if they switch off the light and you are working with God, keep writing. You don't see what you are writing, keep writing. Habakkuk 2, write a vision and make it plain upon a table, that he may run it that read it. Run it came before reading. The mindset to run with the vision should be there first. This is my vision this year. I want to run with it. Then write it and make it plain. Listen to Boaz. After having the son, the chapter closed. When Jesse came in, Jesse was not known until David appeared. There is always one person that God will need to connect you to announce you. Connection are powerful. Money is good, but connection is stronger. There are kind of money you will have now. Go back to your community, they will chase you out. Eh? Or you are connected to those boys in the community. Before you arrive, I said, they'll be clapping for you. Am I saying something here? You may have millions, you want to contest for a local government chairman, nobody will look at your face. But when you are connecting with the people in the community, the local government, the constituencies, before you come out, they will, connection. David, sir, when he grew up, I try to build a person so you can follow me. When he grew up, as he grew up, one thing that David's first license in his heart was the fear of God. Someone say the fear of God. Come on, say the fear of God. The fear of God. Because of the fear of God, God saw it. I said, this man is faithful. This man will carry my people along. If you don't have the fear of God, don't expect yourself to go far in life. For the fear of God is the beginning of what? Wisdom. What takes you far in life? Wisdom. A foolish man cannot go far. Give a foolish man 1 million, sir. Give a wise man 100,000. The wise man you give 100,000 will go and come back with profits. But the foolish man with 1 million will come back again. Please, I messed up with the first one. Give me on that one again. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. So David licensed his heart to the fear of God. I do nothing without God. I go nowhere without God. I make no choice without God. So David was there following after God back to back. to back. That was why his mistake, his error becomes a message. In that scripture, he said, if he commit iniquity, he said, I will chasten him with the rod of men. I will not use the rod of the God I am. Because if I should use the rod of the God whom I am, so this guy will die. But I love him that even if you come, I will use the rod of men on him. He said, for my mercy will be with him forever, not one day. That was why David killed Uriah and nobody talked. David killed Uriah, even God kept quiet. Nathan came and said, he said, this is what you do. He said, hey, I've sinned against God and against humanity. And God said, okay, what I will do, let me erase this mess. What did God do? That child, God took that child. That child that David and Bathsheba had together, that child, that firstborn, God on his own killed that child to erase David's error. Now, David didn't stop there. David went ahead and married Bathsheba. If mercy is not registered in your life, such thing will send you to Elele. Follow me. Married Bathsheba, that was not the story. Bathsheba conceived and bare a son called Solomon. And before now, Absalom was already there. Somebody follow me this morning. Absalom was already there. But God overlooked Absalom and went to Solomon. Why? Solomon grew up also with the fear of God. So, Solomon, who is a second child, not even second, because they were ordered before Solomon. But God said, this is a chosen one. From where? Bathsheba. Who was Bathsheba? Somebody's wife. Sir, if you try it now, you will expire. But you know what God said about Moses, about David? In 2 Kings, he said David was a perfect man, a just man, who had no sin, except that he killed Uriah and took his wife. Except that the only sin, in other words, the only sin David committed was what? He killed Uriah and what? And took his wife. That was the only sin. My brother is smiling. That was what? The only sin. That was the only sin. That was the only sin. I said, God, is that true? What about David marrying plenty wife? I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. 1 Kings 15, verse 14. Please, if you have Bible with you. I'm going somewhere. I will soon run up. 1 Kings 15, verse 14. 15, 14. We're not removed. All is there. Go ahead. 15. Into the house of what? Of the Lord. Someone say of the Lord. Go ahead. Silver and gold and vessels. Now, king of who? Now, David, stop there. David happens to be the third king in Israel. The third one. Now, in all this while, when all this were happening, God was still backing David. the beloved. 5 things that make David outstanding. Number 1, patience. David was so patient. Anytime war come, David took his time to go to God on his knee. Several times you see challenges around you, and what do you say? Let me fight. No, you don't just fight. Be patient with people. Some of your blood is so high. Any small thing you want to fight. Patience. Patience. Psalm 27 verse 14. Psalm 27 verse 14. The first, if you have seen it, read for me. Verse 14. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and He shall strengthen the wall. Wait. I say what? On the Lord. Be patient with God. Most of us want to be in a hurry in life, and we hurry out of our time. A man ran down here one time. He was going mad. Going mad. We have a program then. It was evening program. Came in. And I saw him behind. I told myself, God, they brought him when he came. He said, he want to die, I said, you won't die. You won't die. I want to pray for him. And Lord said, don't pray for him yet. Let him say what he has to say. I said, God, speak. He said, I know nothing. No. I said, should I help you? He was shouting, I know nothing. I said, should I help you? I said, you kill your brother. God has helped me in prophetic that there are things I don't say. Prophecy is not entertainment. It is God revealing things to settle cases. But when you want to prove that God is lying, we'll prove it to you. So I told him, I said, you kill your brother. He shouted. They said, make a kill and make my life for better. Now he might kill when I come Nigeria. He was a Togolese. I mean, he's Togolese. From Togo, you know, okay. Now he might kill when I come Nigeria. I said, no, not only your brother. You also kill your sister. He said, it's true. Why was he doing all this?